Today we're going to be ranking all of the Red Dead Redemption 1 deaths from worst to best.
Now, when we say all, we basically just mean like the gang members or former gang members at this point from the Vanderlyn gang. So there's only 6 of them, relatively quick.
Should be pretty quick. So I'll kick us off. I'll go with my first one. I am going to say Javier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it felt like Javier was just kind of thrown to the side and just killed in Red Dead Redemption 1, which there are a few that feels like that. It kind of makes me think that those characters were never meant to be fleshed out or anything like in a Red Dead Redemption 2. Because
Right.
I played Red Dead Redemption 2 before I played Red Dead Redemption 1, so I don't know. You could tell they're different games, especially with how they handle death. And Javier, he was just kind of, you get the option whether to shoot him in the head or he gets shot,
Right.
executed basically, just treated like garbage. Which, I mean, yeah, that's how the Pinkertons would treat them, but I feel like you could have did more for him. So, I don't know. I was left wanting more, I feel like.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm not far off, but my number 6, I had Abigail.
Mm,
And the reason I had Abigail at number 6 is because we don't really like she just kind of died, and there was no real like there wasn't anything about it. She just kind of died.
just
All
kind of
we know is
died.
that she got buried on the hill with John and Uncle. So I really think it's
Yeah, that's one that kind of is kind of weird in a way. We don't even know how she really died, just that she died and Jack buried her. So it's like, what are we actually doing? My next one actually is Abigail for that very same reason. Yeah, I mean, I just would have, like, honestly, I didn't need to see her die because, of course, John wanted to sacrifice himself for his family to live. So cool, that's cool and everything. But I really would have just liked to see how she died in some way, whether it was, the flu or whatever, some sort of illness or like cancer, whatever it would have been. I think
yeah,
we
at
should
least
have
now we
heard.
know. Yeah,
Yeah, just like don't leave it up to, us to assume how she died. Just tell us.
right. See, and I'm not far off. I had Javier at number 5 actually. So we just had them flipped is all.
Mm-hmm.
I gave Javier's a little more credit because you do have the option of killing him, so like you can kind of see it happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is no real grand fanfare about it. If you don't, then he just gets executed. Like it's just kind of. I think these two are the worst deaths in the game because there's no real fanfare about it. It just happens, and it's stupid.
Yeah. Different circumstances, but both kind of just disregarded and thrown to the wayside. I have another one that I really didn't like, which is Bill Williamson at my number
Actually, yeah,
4.
I had him at number 4 as well.
That makes a
Yep.
ton of sense. Yeah. Yeah, he just kind of died. Another one that just kind of died, and we have the wagon chase. I put it a little bit higher just because of like the semantics around it, and he tries to kill you in his last second, and he gets shot. And it's just kind of like he's another one that just kind of feels like he was just like, I don't know, he didn't feel important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% agree. It just and the shame of it is he's the one you start the game going against.
Yeah, there's really not much to say about those ones. It's just that's their death. I'll go with my next one. I forgot we said all the same ones so far, so I think we're gonna be pretty similar in this. My next one's Uncle, number 3.
Yep, actually same. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, the floor is yours.
I just put Uncle here because he doesn't have the most memorable death in the game. He goes out swinging at least. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't just lay down and die. He actually tries to buy them time to get away, and and he goes down shooting. It's a pretty fitting death for him. He didn't just die from lumbago.
Yeah.
It was at least good to see him fight it out.
Did
Compared
not die.
to
Lumbago.
yeah, compared to the other people that we didn't even really see or it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I pretty much have the same reasons. I think there's one slight thing that I would have changed. He kind of just gets shot, and then he says like, "Don't worry about me," and then like, he just says that, and that he just kind of died there. And I would have liked it if he would have like, was like, "Go ahead, go," and then he's still alive, and then he like is shooting them, still fighting until he dies. But and you don't, you know what I mean? Instead of just you just see him corpse,
Yeah,
and
right.
like he didn't really seem like he put up much more of a fight when I felt like he should have, because he was a important character throughout the whole game. So one of the only characters you actually care about, and he was just killed like that. But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
go with my number 2, and I think this is clearly Dutch. Dutch.
Yeah.
Dutch's
Yep.
death. Yeah. Um, Dutch has a really good and memorable death. I mean, there's a reason why his death on YouTube has like 4 million views. It's because it's probably one of the most memorable deaths, and not I wouldn't say all of gaming, but it's up there. That's the one that stands out over all of the other people that you kill in Red Dead 1.
Oh yeah, him on that mountain. You technically don't even kill him.
Yeah,
Like he kills himself.
and the final monologue that you get between him and John, and it's really brutal in the way that like he just falls and then he just like kind of gets smashed against the mountain, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's really it, which really I feel like showcases, where he ended up, at the bottom of a mountain. Like he fell apart all throughout Red Dead Redemption 2, and yeah, I think this was the type of death he probably deserved, honestly.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was actually pretty like sensational, like because he did have this long monologue, and now that you see them beforehand, it adds to it a lot more.
Yeah,
It is
definitely.
more meaningful, and it's kind of a shame. In Red Dead 1, he was the villain. You didn't know him as anything other than the villain.
Yeah,
So it was very fitting for the time.
definitely. And then number 1, John Marston.
Of course.
Yeah, this is one of the most. I remember I didn't even play the game, but I watched his death on YouTube like when I was super young,
Hmm.
probably like 9 or 8 years old. And yeah, it's really memorable. Just surrounded, you get one final stand, and you just kind of pop off until you get. And I think what made it so memorable was how many times he got shot. Just
Yeah, and it's honestly a shame because they betrayed him. Like he did all their dirty
yeah,
work, and then they just lit him up.
yeah. It's kind of a really sad ending.
It is. It is really sad.
Really sad ending in that way. I do have a question for you though. So we have Arthur at number 1 in our other video.
Yeah,
And we have John here in this video. So whose death is better?
definitely Arthur's
Yeah.
because Arthur's is a lot more like meaningful.
Yeah, with a whole bunch of story leading up to it as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely would say Arthur too. I just had that question, but yeah, that's our list, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, check out any of our other stuff, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and stick around for some more content.